and welcome to Take Another Look, focusing on individuals, areas of town, and projects that are bringing positive change to our city. The reason that this project interested me is because Skwiu brings awareness through educational programs about switching from exporting our tea to using native and local tea. I think it's really important to educate ourselves about what we're putting into our bodies and how can we get the best quality food and ingredients.
Well, part of the answer I think was hidden in your question, which is the locality of the tea trees. If we want to buy things from the other side of the world, that right now we're using fossil fuels, so we are polluting by bringing this stuff over there. Exporting using fossil fuels, even if we're exporting the highest quality organics that we believe is helping the earth, we have to still understand that that's causing a strain to the earth. That as long as we are dependent upon fossil fuels and external lands for our own sense of sovereignty, we will never truly be sovereign, and we will never be rich in the way that I view the term. Native and local plants are abundant. By their very definition, they are meant to flourish in the land that they are already available in, and they've been evolutionarily designed and predisposed to do so. The fact that these trees that I use are pesticide free is because they're native. Native is a step up from local from a plant's point of view.
Empty your mind.
Yaupon is a member of the scientific family Ilex. Ilex typically denotes that it is a holly family. It's not the only native holly tree to our area, or the southeastern United States for that matter, but it is the most caffeinated. Well, a couple big researches that have been published, which aren't necessarily free access, you can pay for, or you could get them freely if you're a student, have shown that the flavonols that are present in the Yaupon holly are actually an inhibitor which prevent colon cancer, and might additionally eventually cure colon cancer or gastrointestinal cancers. The Yaupon holly has almost the same antioxidants as the Chinese tea leaf, and in about the same quantity, a little bit higher actually. From an evolutionary standpoint, if the plant is fully shaded, it gets really tall because he's trying to find a spot to get light. And if it's got full sun, then it gets extra woody and it grows less leaves but more branches so that it can maximize the space it has.
It makes you unleash your unborn cause.
Well, comparatively, the caffeine in the leaf is less than Camellia sinensis. However, the way that you make tea is by processing the leaf. You use different methods to draw out either the caffeine or the antioxidant expression through your tea. With the Yaupon holly, another recent study has shown that under nitrogen stimulation, which I do naturally as a permaculture student, you can actually increase the caffeine in the leaf. If you want, I can show you a little experiment that's going on.
Okay.
This is a little more permaculture. Cool. It's a little baby. This is a bean. The reason I have beans growing by the Yaupon is that beans are a nitrogen fertilizer. For every second that a bean is growing, it's adding nitrogen into the soil around it to help other plants that might need to feed into that nitrogen. What we've learned about Yaupon from modern science is that when you feed extra nitrogen into the system, these leaves create more phytochemicals, more antioxidants, more caffeine, and can in fact branch faster. So we can help these native plants grow faster by adding caffeine to them. Now in an unprocessed leaf, it's very small. You're looking at a 30% increase, which isn't much. But in a fully processed black tea, this goes up to 250% of what it would have originally been. That's more than coffee.
I got to harvest, brew, and drink all local, native Yaupon holly tea, and it was delicious.
This is what we do. Relaxation, meditation. What I'm doing is trying to sustainably harvest. What that means, from the plant's understanding, is that you don't want to take more than 30% of what the existing leaf matter currently takes up. because if you do, then you're likely not going to allow the plant enough time to recuperate before somebody comes and gets it. If you look right down here, you'll see that we have some light colored green leaves, which these are a little darker than the absolute lightest green that you can see in Yaupon. And then we have fully matured, true green leaves. These light green leaves do not have the development of caffeine yet, so to drink this tea, you still get the health benefits, but you would not get the caffeine value. To make tea out of this, I would not suggest making anything but a green or white tea, because the other teas are specifically blended for caffeine. This is Yaupon. This is my friend. So tasty.
Relaxation, meditation, reflection, this is what we do. 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 Relaxation, meditation, reflection, relaxation, reflection, what we do. Relaxation, meditation.
What I'm doing today is making black tea. Using heat, allow the caffeine molecules in this leaf to open the receptor cells and bind to the overall leaf structure, which increases the caffeine content. So I'm just going to go ahead and crush them up a little bit, get a little texture on the leaf. The heat is going to evenly displace itself through the leaf, adds complexity. We're just going to leave this here for a minute. As it starts to warm up, we're going to be able to smell this lovely fragrance. It's a little grassy, a little sweet, and it means that part of the leaf is doing this. This is oxidation. When humans bleed, it's blue and it turns red. When the leaf bleeds, it's clear and it makes the leaf turn purple. This leaf is still warm. Moisture starts to escape through the little cracks. Part of it's sebum, which is just a blend of water and the chemical nutrients within the leaf, and it turns purple. After it turns purple for a little bit, that purple starts to fade into a greenish brown, which eventually becomes a more full brown. This is how we're making black tea. If I make black tea in a pan, and if I make black tea in the sun, they taste different, they have different health benefits. But they're both black tea, so they both have more caffeine and a little less of certain antioxidants than the green tea would. However, green tea has less caffeine, has more antioxidants. Oolong tea is in the middle on both. Black tea has more caffeine with less antioxidants. And white tea has the same antioxidants as green tea but with no caffeine. Very little. That's a little better.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much. This is beautiful.
Well, here's a nice little anecdotal story I have for you. The Camellia sinensis was taken into mass distribution. That's the Chinese tea, by the way. Because a general who only drank boiling water one day had a leaf fall in his water, and he found that he liked it because it could help him concentrate on his battles. So he told his soldiers they should drink this tea. The Yaupon tea's history is much different, in fact. The
The ancient indigenous peoples, every year around November and December, would pick a lot of Yaupon holly tea, and they would have a brotherhood ceremony, where people from the same tribe and also the tribes nearby would come together and all drink and have a party together, dancing all night long, which ended in a several-day fast for spiritual purposes, so that each tribe could remind each other that they are all human and that they all suffer, and therefore all of them are important to each other.